Yeah. I could cry thinking about it, like the crickets. Like, yeah. Tips for you guys. Please subscribe. The devil's a liar. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back to SORO. Today we're going to talk about the positive things about moving out of your parents' house. I think previously I told you guys like the negative things, but I feel like there's so much more positive than negative, to be honest. So let me give you guys 5 tips on why you should move out your parents' house. All right? Yeah. Okay. So the first one would be your personal space, freedom, actually having the freedom to do whatever the heck you want without anyone telling you what to do. One of the things that I do not miss is my parents telling me to clean my room. Yeah. I can clean my room whenever I want now. All right? Yeah.
I gotta go clean my room.
I think having the freedom to actually like do whatever the heck you want, clean your room, eat when you want to eat. Nobody telling you that like, oh, you haven't cleaned, you haven't left your room in like 5 days. Maybe I'm fasting for 5 days, maybe I'm speaking to the Lord for 5 days. Like, you don't know that. Maybe I want to sleep for 5 days. Maybe I want to stay in my room for 5 days and not do anything. Like, what are you going to do about that? Nothing. All right. Being able to like clean your house and no one like suffocating you or telling you that like, oh, Annie, you need to go do this, Annie, you need to go do that. You can just like work on your own schedule without having to like consider somebody else's like time or like their space. Like, you can just do what you want, you know? The second one would be peace and quiet. The Lord heard my prayers. You don't understand, guys. Living with like siblings is low. It's actually low. It's just, you don't have any peace. People steal your foods. People steal your leftovers. They steal your chicken. They steal your branded ketchup. I don't know if you guys know yet, but like, my parents used to do this thing where they would buy like off-branded like stuff, and then I'll buy the branded stuff, and then all of a sudden that looks very nice. It looks juicy for them. It's calling their name, and then next thing you know, they're like, "It's not for the family." No, it's for me. I bought that. All right. Now I can actually buy my branded stuff, branded cornflakes, branded like everything, and no one can tell me what to do. No one can steal my damn ketchup, cause that you don't understand, guys. You don't understand. It's like buying Starbucks, right? And then your mom telling you that there's tea at home. Like, I'll make that Starbucks for you.
I'll just make it for you.
But it's not the same, you know? It's just not the same. But now I have like peace and quiet. I can just, for 12 hours, 24 hours in a day, I can just be in my own headspace and not have to think about somebody else coming in, talking, saying, oh, you haven't left your room. Oh, are you okay? Like, let me just do my own thing at my own time, you know? Like, yeah, so peace and quiet is like one of the best things for me. But obviously it does sometimes get lonely, like I said before. But you just get used to it. You get used to your own, like, you probably end up speaking to yourself. You low-key be looking crazy, not gonna lie, but don't worry about that. We're talking to the Lord, right? We're talking to the Lord, so we're not crazy, okay? Okay, the third thing would be your personal space. I think one of the things I love about like living in like my own space now is that I can kind of like decorate it the way I want. I can have my own character, like my own personality, like will shine through like the way my house will look. You can actually like decorate like your whole place without feeling like you have to like leave it a certain type of way. Because you know, when you're sharing a space with someone, you have to be careful like how you decorate it, because everyone likes things to be done a certain way. If you're living with your parents will like certain things to be done a certain way. Like, you can't paint your room a certain type of way because of the aesthetics. But for me now, I've now become that person that I like things done a certain way. So if someone was to like stay with me, like, you can't do certain things because it's my space, you know? Like, and I think that's a normal thing for anybody. Like, you wouldn't want anyone messing up your space.
The feng shui, it's just...
The fourth thing I would say would be self-discovery. Like, I feel like when you live by yourself, it really gives you the opportunity to kind of learn a lot about yourself. What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What are the things that you didn't know about yourself? Because, you know, sometimes when you're living with like people, you're living with your family, your siblings, there's so many things that you think is normal. But like when you live by yourself, you realize that, oh, actually, I don't I don't like the way this is done, or this is not the way that I want things to be done. Kind of like highlights things about yourself. And I think that's also where it comes with like your relationship with God. Sometimes when you're living with people, like if you're living in a Christian household, you can kind of hide behind like your parents, because you're like, oh yeah, we go to church, we pray this certain, we have like a routine. But like when you leave your parents' house, you have no choice but to kind of like fed for yourself. Like you can't be hiding behind someone else and say that, oh yeah, we didn't go to church today, oh, because my parents didn't want to go to church. Then I have to ask yourself, is this actually this is the life I want to like go through? Is this the path I want to take? If you're a Christian and you're like, oh, now I don't have anyone like around me, like how do I discover myself? How do I find out things about myself again? This is like the opportunity to do that. And I think that's why you need to take that extra step and find other people to like help you, because you can't go through these things like by yourself. Even like living by yourself doesn't mean suffering alone or like going through things by yourself. You need to just like seek help. If you're feeling lost and you're kind of like uncertain about like who you are in Christ, then you need to seek like advice from people, from either mentors, your pastor, your parents, like your friends, family, like whatever it may be. Like this is the opportunity to do that.
You need help.
Don't feel like because you've left, there's no one's gonna help you, because they will help you. There's like people are here to help. You just need to speak to the right people, and they'll direct you to the right place. Even though like I lived with my parents, it made me realize how much more and how hungry I am for God, and how much I need him in my life. If I don't have him, I will be very lonely. Like I would feel empty. Like if you're feeling empty already in your house, you're gonna feel hella empty. You're gonna feel like, so hello, is anyone there? You're gonna look crazy, because then you ain't talking to God, you're talking to yourself, babes. I think the last thing for me would be like the control over your environment. Like I said previously as well, like being able to like do things at your own time. And when I say like controlling your environment, it's like the environment that you live in, like your space. How do you want your space to look? If you're like a messy, you've been like a messy person like back in it, because I used to be very messy. But in my head, my mindset was, this isn't my house anyways, so like why do I need to clean? Like it's not my house, so I'm not cleaning. But now I've become a clean freak. Like I'll be scrubbing stuff like, no guys, we need to clean this before I go to bed. I make sure like my house is clean. But like in my parents' house, I'll look at the floor, like the floor will look at me. Hi, how you doing? I've not seen the ground for like 5 days. And I'll be looking at that like, I'll do that another time. It's okay, it's all right. But my parents would be so annoyed with me. And I was like, I'm not even messy. Like, it's just, things are just like always like, people are coming to my room and messing it up. I was the messy one. But ever since, ooh, who's calling me? Damn, need to silence that. Silence that. What was I saying? Ever since I left my parents' house, like I've become a clean freak. Like I didn't know I could become that, but it's like there are just certain things now that I look at. You know, when you look at something for too long, for example, like plates, like dishes in the sink, and you look at that for too long, it starts to annoy me. Like I need to clean that. But in my parents' house, just close the door. Just close the door. You're not gonna see me there. You're not gonna see me there. In fact, I would even like call my brother to clean it. Or you know what? I was I'm too classy for this. We don't do this here. You cut the classiness, babes. You're gonna have to clean. You're gonna clean after yourself.
Classy.
So I think being able to like control like your space is like so nice. Having that freedom to just do things the way that you want it to be done. And I think it also makes you realize like the things that you need to work on as well. Because like I said, if you're like a messy person and you move out of your parents' house and you're messy, like, everyone's gonna see that. And if you don't know how to clean up after yourself, it's not gonna look good. If you're, people that come into your house and like, sorry about the mess, and it's actually messy, mate. I'm not in your food. I'm not sitting on your couch. I'm standing. I'm wearing my shoes. I'm not taking my socks off. No, sorry. Like, in fact, I have church. I need to go to church. I have somewhere to be. Like, I can't be in your house anymore. We're not hanging out. It's okay. How about we hang out in a cafe? Because I'm not coming to your house ever again.
Sticky one still.
If you guys are going to take anything from this, it's just like this moving out of your parents' house is not all negative. There's so many positives, like self-growth, self-realization. It just makes you realize things that you need to work on. And it also makes you like grow in your relationship with God, whether in a negative way or whether in a positive way. Because living by yourself and having a relationship with God, sometimes you need that extra help. Some people can do it independently without any help, and some people need that extra push. So if you're in that kind of space, headspace, kind of like, oh, I don't know where I want to go, like use these tips like to kind of help you, to guide you whether it's the right decision. If you feel like you're not ready, don't go out. Don't go out just because you had a fight with your parents, because we all have fights with our parents. You know, you have fights with your siblings, you have fights with people, but like at the end of the day, your family, you're gonna have fights regardless. Even when you live by yourself, that could also be a little coping mechanism for some people to run away from like what the realities of what's going on with them. And that's not the best reason to like leave, like move out your parents' house, or to like move out of like your siblings or your friends. Like you need to think really hard, because it's such a big decision trying to like move out, and you need the money, you need the finances for it. If you don't have the finances, sit down. All right. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys another time. Bye.